Let's talk about what happened today. Today is, of course, Sell-Off Friday, but the problem wasn't the fact that it was Sell-Off Friday. The fact was that I got into PHUN. So normally I don't do small cap trading. However, PHUN, when I was scanning it, you had DAC, digital advertisement, digital war acquisition, and Punware. They were up in the pre-market quite a bit. Um, and I chose Punware because this was up, oh, it was like 400%, 350, 400%. Well, at the open, I went ahead and say, well, normally pre-market, most of the movements would have been in the pre-market, and then in the regular market, the normal market, it would get sold off. Well, I set an order to short 1,000 shares at 9.3. Well, guess what? Look at that, 9.3, and it went up to 11. Right away, I knew I made a mistake. I knew I made a mistake. It, and at one point, I think it was the first minute or something like here, I said like, I better buy a 1,000 shares to equalize my, to essentially, if I've done this before a long time ago, where I would hold both the longs and the shorts at the same times to balance out until I can get out on one to a more normalized condition, because you don't want to be holding a short squeeze, right? Well, there was just no chance for me to get in. There wasn't any chance, and then it halted, and then I was hoping like maybe it'll open, lower, and then I can get in. At this point, I was, and then it just kept going up and kept going up. At one point, I was down what, 10,000, right? More than 10,000, and then it halted. This long halted, okay. And then during this halt, what I did was that I saw that WAC, which was being, you know, recontinue after, this halt period for PUN, it was going lower and lower. So I went ahead and set a limit order to cover at 8, which seems perfectly fine at the time. And then when it opened, well, guess what? It went down to 7.7, but it didn't execute on my limit order. It didn't execute. The reason why it didn't execute was because it was complete manipulation, right? People were doing market orders, and they were forced, when somebody put a market order, I don't know if the market makers or the electronics, why would they not execute on my 1,000 shares at 8, at that I set a limit order? Well, it's probably E-Trade that, the market maker said, I'm not gonna give the shares um to you. I mean, that's why I keep saying they see your shares. I mean, how did someone execute a low of 7.7 and not even take a partial um, order on my 8 that I set? You know, so the mistake I made was that limit order. What I should have done was set a contingency order on 8, that if it hit the low of 8, to do a market order and get out and cover. I would have gotten out probably, oh, 8.5, 8.3, whatever. They're not gonna give me 8, but it's better than, at this point I was getting scared because it was going back up. And then I set an order for 8.5 and it wouldn't execute. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna set it at 9. And so it executed at 9. and so I made this gain. But at one point I was down 10K, and probably more than 10K. I wasn't gonna eat that 10K, of course. I mean, there's no way I was gonna eat that 10K. But then it brought me back to the notes I had. Look at this, 37K. Yeah, I was gonna eat 37K on game. My goodness. What did I do? It was the same freaking mistake I made. I sold a call option at 13 or 135. That's 13.5 thousand. Then I made a mistake. I made a mistake to sell another call. Oh my goodness, I sold another call option at 183. So I was holding two call option and it went all the way up to 35. I was down 37,000. 37,000. I couldn't believe it. Of course, I wasn't going to eat that. Now, I probably might have ate it if it kept going up. I mean, imagine if this thing kept going up above 500. Oh my goodness, I probably would have ate it at my, lost 50,000. Just eat 50,000s. Oh my goodness. I mean, this just looking at this bring back the whole. Oh, I was panicking. Where was this? I was freaking out, right? Because here it was up at 500 in the pre-market. Oh my goodness, in the pre-market, I was freaking out. It went down, but then it went right back up. And of course, eventually I got lucky, right? This is extremely lucky. And I got out. I don't remember how much I made. It wasn't 10K, that was the low. But the point was, I was down 37,000. Look at that. It went from 483 down to 112. This options, had I not sold the second option, I might have sold another option here at 300. I mean, look how good that would have been to sell that one at 300. That's 30,000 plus 13, almost 14,000, and then take this profit. So going into soon, and then this is add one. These are the same mistakes I continuously make. I continuously make the same mistake. And so PHUN and WAC, they're in the similar situation now, right? It's in the aftermarket right now. I think it's at 6.3. I think it's gonna run. I think that this is obviously not stink, but resemble game AMC, the meme stock. This is the Wall Street bets kind of meme stock maneuver. WAC, I think this just ripe to go. And the funny thing about this is, um, because of WAC, because of PHUN, this is what triggered the market to sell off today. As funny as that sound, it's not because of Snapchat. And you say, it gotta be Snapchat. Well, yes, it is Snapchat that maybe initiated, but this event was a contango. What means is that everything is connected, like the hedge funds, the people that are holding the other side of this trade. It was the same thing that happened during game short squeeze, AMC short squeeze. I mean, the market just collapsed. And yeah, Amazon just collapsed, and it collapsed. It completely collapsed because of this, and I didn't even get in on it. I mean, look at this. This is at 4. I mean, even if I took at 4, maybe take 1,000 shares, not 1,000, of course. Maybe take, one share, 2 share, 3 shares is 1,200. So maybe if I took 3 shares, I would have made 20,000. So let's just say I sell at 60. This is the way to, this is how I should be trading. This is where I'm missing. This is where I need to be at. I need to be here. This is where every new traders the fear of missing out is causing all of this on the upside and the downside. It's just low of day, high of day kind of trading. It's amazing how it is like 70%, like yesterday, complete manipulation. Let's go back to the 5 minute. It's just complete manipulation. Had it played the way it played technically yesterday, I would have held that runner that I sold a call option, I think here 34.50 at like 55 or something, 55 or something. That's 2,500, and I would still be holding that runner. I guarantee you I would still be holding that runner. The only reason I cover that runner is because yesterday was so manipulated. It was so controlled, and I just said, you know what? They are going to get Amazon higher. They're going to get it higher, and then the after hours, boom, it collapsed. And then in the morning, I had no idea what direction it was gonna go. Um, the idea was I should have bought the straddle. I keep saying to myself not to buy the straddle, but the straddle is the way to go. Really, on days like today, it just didn't connect to me. The connection wasn't there because I'm caught in the headlight. Let me tell you, when you caught in the headlight, um, where is this guy? Oh, that's not the one. Mistype. When you're caught in the headlight of something like this, you're not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about opportunities here. You're not thinking, you just trying to find what to do. And I mean, it's just, yeah, it's these things happen. I mean, and the funny thing is, in hindsight, it's so clear that this is game 2.0. It's so clear that, my normally I wouldn't be able to get the shares. Like normally they wouldn't give you 1,000 shares to short. They gave me that shares to short because they wanted to squeeze the heck out of me. That's intentional. Intentional, man. And then, it went this, and then of course I could have gotten out at 5 or whatever this was at 5.7, but you know what? This went all the way back up to 14. I didn't want to feel that pain of being down 4,000, 5,000. I already felt the pain of being down 10,000, 12,000. Why would I want to feel that pain again? I do not want to feel that pain. So I was happy to get out for that 386 gain. Now I couldn't re-short it. Once I got out, I couldn't re-short it. The shares were no longer available. That's just how they do it. Once I got out, the shares were no longer available. It's all manipulation. Then they brought it down right to the 5 minute. Technically 5.5 got it all the way up to 11. I should have gotten this guy. I should have gotten this guy low of 5.8 right at the 5 minute. Why didn't 5.5 actually? Why didn't I get it? Again, scared, completely scared. And when you're scared to play, get out of the kitchen. And I was out of the kitchen. I didn't want to go back in that kitchen. But it was completely, this is why guys like Warrior Tradings, I don't even know if his trading is real or not, but if I was him, I would show my freaking account, like how much am I, do I have $1 million account? $500 account, whatever. I would actually show it to say, hey, this is how much I'm making. This is how much my portfolio is worth. But he never actually shows that. He just shows the profit and loss, which is okay, I guess. But I prefer to be like impressed to see, if his account is actually 1 million, 2 million, 5 millions, whatever it may be. But that's the way they teach. They teach you this. All that warrior trading techniques that you see, everybody see his advertisement. This is what they teach. This is all the newbies, the young folks, the guys off fresh out of the Wall Street bets, the Robin Hood. They're all taught to do this. They don't care about technical trading. Um, and then so I got scared, but I mean, this is perfectly where I should have gotten back in, or at least bought. And so now I have an order to buy in the aftermarket on WAC. I don't, it probably won't get executed, but I'm gonna try to get in on Monday pre-market. If there's a sell-off in the pre-market for WAC and PHUN, I'll probably try to get in a little bit. And then hopefully there's a sell-off in the morning and maybe add to those shares. So I probably want to add incrementally, just small amounts. Small amounts. So what? Yeah. So here is that stupid trade. Again, just yesterday that runner I lost 500. I lost 500 that runner yesterday on the 3450 call option that is now up 2,500 because of complete manipulation. Now I lost 500, on Amazon because I was expecting some kind of rally at the end. Oh my goodness, it just didn't go. I was, toward the end, I said, I'm gonna gamble and maybe expecting a squeeze. It didn't happen. I mean, when have we seen this? This is so rare. I have not seen that in a long freaking time, to be honest. Where it ended at the low of the day on Friday. I'm gonna have to date them on. I don't think this is a Friday, to be honest. Let me see. I gotta do this. Why? Yeah, that's not a Friday. This is probably not a Friday. No, this is a Friday right here. 7/16, July 16th, ended at the low. But this is much worse. This is much worse. And maybe this is a Friday. Nope. This is a Friday. Nope. So basically, this guy right here ended right at the 20-day moving average on 7/16. I'm gonna look at that chart to see how similar that is. This landed right at the 50% Fibonacci. And so what got me was that yesterday was a brain seed, right? This whole control manipulation Thursday kind of sparked me into thinking they were gonna, move it higher, or I didn't anticipate a sell-off. And well, I did anticipate a sell-off, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it went below the 60-day moving average. No, the 60-minute trend line. It went below the 60-minute trend line, and then it just kept going down. I mean, normally you would see it end right around here, right? Somewhere here, like at the 60. They want to close it right at the 60. But I think it's because WAC and PHUN, those guys just made things difficult for the hedge funds and the day trader. Like every one of these, uh, the fear, I guess, for some reason that this was like game and AMC short squeeze that triggered this whole sell off. And look at, I mean, the thing was this put right here. I mean, it went from 3 to 70. One was, geez, I've seen this in the past so often, and very rarely, very seldomly do I even get something like this. And I need to anticipate and actually do it. And that's why I want to to hold a runner. But every time I hold a runner, it's always go the complete opposite of what. And then I say, I'm not gonna do a runner. But I mean, I don't even know why I was so stressed out yesterday because I thought I was so smart yesterday to do that runner. And then the reason is it was so controlled, and that just frustrated the heck out of me. And because of that, I didn't hold it, and then this happened, and then now I'm caught. Actually, I am caught in a trade at the 60 minute trend line. I did sell a next week a call option, a put option. I sold a put option, so I'm underwater for that. Uh, and I don't know if it's gonna be safe or not, to be honest, because this 200-day moving average is now looking very appealing, and I should have known because, well, it hasn't gone negative yet. That's the thing. This McCullen oscillator hasn't gone negative yet. And of course now, let's see what this McCullen oscillator says. The 60, this one, looks like it's gonna start to even out. So I would think Monday, because this is all manipulation. I don't think this is real. It's the same thing that happened here on Friday. Look at that Friday of last week. This is just last week where I was like, what are they doing? How did they do this last week? And this is really the same, but in the opposite. Like Amazon is the most, I don't know, hijacked, control, like the most it just, somebody, it's like someone just hijacked it and just take control, just do that. And look at how much strength that is. It just kept going and going and all the way, and then it went all the way back down. No diamond hands. Everyone who bought this just wanted to make money. There are no diamond hands. Anyone who thinks, oh, these are investors, institutional buying this. This is strength. This is only strength because it's built upon strength. Strength is built upon strength, but the minute it starts to turn around and then get manipulated, boom, all these people right here just hit the sell button, get me out, and it can keep going. It obviously can keep going. There's no really, at this point, there's really no justification, because this one just kept going up. So why can't this one keep going down? I don't know. I have no idea at this point. I mean, when everybody's back in the game, it is so difficult to trade because, I mean, the QQQ doesn't look, the Nasdaq doesn't look that bad. To be honest, it does not look bad at all. But you got Amazon, you got Google, I guess some of the other one like Shopify. Let's just take a look at Google real quick. Yeah, that's completely same thing, right? It's just selling off. I wouldn't mind getting Google, except the earnings is on Tuesday. That's the thing. So I think here's what's gonna happen. If Monday is gonna be bad, I think Tuesday is when they're gonna turn around. And then hopefully Google, which does report on Tuesday, I believe. Let me just look at the earnings report, because that's going to be critical on who is going to. And then let's see who comes on Monday. Earnings calendar. You got no one of particular. You got Facebook on Monday. Wow. Facebook is the big one on Monday. So it's gonna be buffer because of the anticipation of Facebook, and I think Facebook might do pretty well, to be honest. So I think Facebook might do pretty well, and then of course Google should be on Tuesday. Let me just make sure that is the case. Anything other? Anyone else that is interesting? AMD is on Tuesday. 5 networks. Teradyne, Texas Instrument. Is Google not on? When is Google releasing? I thought it was Tuesday. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's Wednesday. Let me find it. Google. I don't know when. Let me just see when. I thought Google was on Tuesday. So let me just pull up and see where earnings. Next earning is 10 to 26, which is. That is Tuesday, but I guess it just didn't show up for whatever reason. I'm gonna go back to it real quick. Let me see if I could find Tuesday of next week, the 26th. Google, yeah, Alphabet after the close. Oh, because I was looking for G. I don't know why they call it Alphabet. What a stupid name, Alphabet. It's Google, man. It's not Alphabet. Facebook, Monday, Google or Alphabet on Tuesday. And then, probably somebody big is on Wednesday. Let's see who's on Wednesday. And then, of course, Thursday is Amazon. So you got Coca-Cola on Wednesday, McDonald's, no, that's Spotify, Silicon Labs, um, yeah, and I guess Apple, Teradyne, I guess Apple and Amazon should be on Friday after the close. Geez, so much are reporting on Thursday. Amazon and Apple. Yeah, gee, man. It's like 206 companies reporting on Thursday. Yep. And then of course, after Amazon report earnings, I think the next week is November. And I think that is when Jeff Bezos is going to sell his automatic shares that he was supposed to sell every quarter, but he didn't sell last quarter, which was in August or July, late July, early August. He did not sell it. So now he sold it on May. His last allocation started on May the 3rd. And look at Tesla. I mean, it's at an all-time high again. This guy will not rest. It will not rest. Of course, 5 the 3rd is right here, I believe. Yep. And that's when Jeff Bezos earnings went all the way here, and then Jeff Bezos started to sell his automatic shares, and that's gonna happen. So that is what I'm thinking is going to happen after Amazon report earnings. So whatever this is, maybe in anticipation that there's a lot of weak hands right now. Let me tell you, people in the insiders, the hedge funds, the day traders, they know. They're not stupid. They know of this on in May, and they know that probability is probably gonna be pretty good. So there's not gonna be a lot of longs or buyers in the next few. But I think the sympathy play, I'm hoping Facebook and of course Google, I think those guys, if they report stellar earnings, and that's why I'm keeping my fingers crossed, then I'll be able to get out of that put option that I sold. Um, so maybe there'll be hopefully a sympathy rally for Amazon and the high tech Shopify. Shopify got hit hard today as well. Yeah, Shopify is at the 100-day moving average, right? So yeah, I guess that's really all I got. Nothing else particularly interesting to look at, honestly.